Bonne soirée, good evening. Thanks for coming out. And off we go. We lost our themes, by the way, but I'll take care of that later. Well, we had them on the rack there, and somebody, I guess, got rid of the pages that were there, but I took pictures. So I'll probably have to ask for yours, because I'm not, oh yeah, no, they were. No, I didn't take pictures after. So I'll get your themes and add them in. So tonight, we're looking at, we looked more at the rhymes last week. So this week we're looking really at the cadence. In French they call that la métrique. So it's really the beat of the words, if you want. That's why the songs that I chose, oh, by the way, that would help. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to be reviewing Attends-moi Tiga, because for this, like I said, the reason I chose that song is not just because it shows all the rhymes in it, but because of the cadence of because Félix Leclerc used a very classical form of cadence in all his songs. Like he was, I think he was a maniac of that. There was no, he didn't break the rules or bend them or anything. He was really, and I'll explain what cadence is after I'll do the song one more time. So if you got Attends-moi Tiga, not too far, I'll do a redo of that song. And we did look at another video last week. We'll kind of look at that song quickly, because that one too kind of has the idea of the cadence in it. And when you go to write your poem, because even poems like songs have a certain rhythm to the words. There's not just a rhyme, you know, because the rhyme gives it a bit of melody, but there's a cadence that really sets in when especially when you're writing poetry. But when you're writing songs, obviously it's going to tie into the music. And so without further ado, Monsieur Ledoux. Remember Lucille, Monsieur Ledoux? So, attends-moi Tiga. Okay, we'll do it there. I won't go as fast this week. I've got a tendency to play this song a little bit too quick. So that you can follow the words, especially since I want you to see if you recognize oh, I think we lost her. We lost her?
Yeah. I'm still there.
Oh, okay. It's just we can't see you anymore, so I thought, oh.
Can you see us?
I can.
Well, that's very
Okay, as long as you can see us, that's, wow, I think that's a good thing. So I'll go a little slower tonight with this song and see if you can recognize what I mean by the words and the music, and then we'll discuss it. So off. La voisine avait de nous autres, parce qu'on avait 12 enfants, changé son fusil d'épaule depuis qu'elle en a autant. Attends-moi, petit gars, tu vas tomber si je suis pas là. Le plaisir de l'homme, c'est de voir l'autre se casser le cou. Quand le patron te raconte que t'es adroit et gentil, sois sûr que t'es le nigo qui fait marcher son bateau. Attends-moi, petit gars, tu vas tomber si je suis pas là. Le plaisir de l'homme, c'est de voir l'autre se casser le cou. Il est jeune, il est joli, il est riche, il est poli, mais une chose l'ennuie, c'est son valet génie. Attends-moi, petit gars, tu vas tomber si je suis pas là. Le plaisir de l'homme, c'est de voir l'autre se casser le cou. L'argent est au bas de l'échelle et le talent par en haut. C'est pourquoi personne n'en haut pour dont la vue est plus belle. Attends-moi, petit gars, tu vas tomber si je suis pas là. Le plaisir de l'homme, c'est de voir l'autre se casser le cou. Parce que j'avais pas de manteau, j'ai pris la peau de mon chien. Tu vois, y'a pas plus salaud que moi qui chante ce refrain. Attends-moi, petit gars, tu vas tomber si je suis pas là. Le plaisir de l'homme, c'est de voir l'autre se casser le cou. Quand on me dit va à droite, c'est à gauche que je m'appelle. Aux enfers on rejette, on se verra tête au ciel. Attends-moi, petit gars, va tomber si je suis pas là. Le plaisir de l'homme, c'est de voir l'autre se casser le cou. Vous devez censurer. La veille des élections, il t'appelait son fiston. Le lendemain, manque de raison, il avait oublié ton nom. Attends-moi, petit gars, tu vas tomber si je suis pas là. Le plaisir de l'homme, c'est de voir l'autre se casser le cou. Quand monsieur le curé a dit que la paroisse est pleine d'épis, c'est pas à cause des péchés, c'est que les hymnes sont pas payés. Attends-moi, petit gars, tu vas tomber si je suis pas là. Le plaisir de l'homme, c'est de voir l'autre se casser le cou. Attends-moi, petit gars, tu vas tomber si je suis pas là. Le plaisir de l'homme, c'est de voir l'autre se casser le cou. Attends-moi, petit gars, tu vas tomber si je suis pas là. Le plaisir de l'homme, c'est de voir l'autre se casser le cou. Merci.
Okay. You can still see us, eh? Is she there?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't know what happened here. We can't see you, but I'm not gonna mess it with
That's
it.
fine.
It said that somebody else tried to sign in, which is kind of weird. If
Oh,
I
you think
met,
that's it?
I have no idea. No, it says I'm scheduled into another Zoom meeting. I don't understand it. So,
Okay, that's fine.
I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. And,
Perfect.
If we start to disappear, yell out.
Okay. I'll send a message to Iba or something.
Donc, s'il y a quelque chose, Annick, tu as mon numéro de téléphone, tu peux juste me texter.
Parfait.
Yeah.
all right, I'm just gonna leave it.
So, did you notice anything about like besides the fact that it's French?
You're just speeding up at the end thing?
Yeah, well, no, the speeding up at the end was just for fun. I always do that with that song. But I mean, just the way the words and the beat kind of go. So you're saying yes.
Well, there's a point, and it's always in the same, probably in the third, the third line of each. The tone, and it slides together, and it goes up at some points. And
Okay, that's good. Okay,
It seems to me, every time you sing as a sine wave. Your songs all come across to me like a sine wave, where you put your, to say it incorrectly, your emphasis.
Yeah.
That's the correct way to say it. But you seem. Does cadence have anything to do with where you choose to put your emphasis in your sine wave?
Yeah.
Or is that just
That's a very artistic thing. I put emphasis on words that I think need that.
You put a punch.
Because
That
I
has
think
nothing to do
that's
with
an
cadence.
important word. I need to make it stand out, or that's an important sentence. I need to give it a little bit of punch. When I'm talking about cadence, in French they call it du piétage. Piétage means like feet. So piétage. So I'll give you an example. It's actually it has to do with syllables.
It's always
So-
seven.
Eh?
It's always 7 syllables. No.
You noticed that. Okay, that's exactly where I was going. Every sentence in the verses, not in the chorus. Okay, every sentence in the verses, if you count the syllables of every sentence in that song in the verses, they all have 7. All. Okay, he uses tricks to get that, like an apostrophe. Okay, that will cut one out. Sometimes you can sound the E. Instead of saying mer, you say mere. Gives you an extra syllable. In country, especially the Western, they do that a lot. In Quebec, they used to make fun of that at one point because the Western singers would always put emphasis on an E, and sometimes the word didn't even have an E. Like soleil, there's no soleil, it's soleil, okay? So, and that has a lot to do, if you notice the melody, okay? I'll just sing the melody. Da, 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 da. Okay? Oh, whoops, I'm in the chorus.
Michel.
Oui?
C'est Nadine qui est dans la salle d'attente pour Zoom. So Nadine is in the, she just sent me a message. She's in the waiting room for Zoom. I think that's what caused me to disappear. So there must be a place to click to accept her.
What I'll do is I'll try, yeah, nothing's coming up, so that's the weird, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna log out, re-log in, you guys will both probably have to join. Okay, let's try that.
Yeah, it'll give us time to say hi to Wesley.
Okay.
See, we're kind of surprised to see you here tonight.
Yeah.
First of all, because there's a Blue Jay game.
Exactly.
And second of all, because there's a Maple Leaf. Did you follow the Maple Leafs as well?
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we figured, you must be watching the two games.
There we go. I'm better than I thought I was.
Oh, and there's Nadine. Bonjour.
Wow, no longer a disembodied
Oh,
voice
yeah.
in a box.
Okay, so I'm gonna just do a little recap. We just went over Tom Witzigo, okay? And we're talking about cadence in the song. And it was pointed out that in the verses of that song, Tom Witzigo, les phrases, all the sentences in the verses have 7 syllables. It's a very classic way of doing it, and that's something that Félix Leclerc always did. I've studied him for a while because he's an amazing poet, and it never fails. So I'm coming back to the melody, okay? How it fits. So da 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 da. Excuse me. Da 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 da. You notice in the melody, it's always 7 notes. So he marries, I'll use that term, marries the syllables with the notes in the melody. That can be done, rappers do that, but with beat instead. So and you can play around with that. Like I said, nothing is laid in stone. You can, when you do write your poem or your song, don't get stuck on that unless you really want to do it. But we're going to do exercises just so you get used to this. So you have some place to go from. Because you can't bend the rules unless you know the rules. You know what I mean? And then watch what happens when we hit the chorus. So now it goes da 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 da. Because the melody changes in the chorus, he changes his approach with the syllables. So Adam go, and it fits right on. And that's actually a poetry thing. And he was really, Félix Leclerc was a poet.
Can you name another artist with the same
Who would
philosophy?
do this kind of
Who would do with the same philosophy?
God. Offhand, no. Maybe Gilles Vigneault. More Gilles Vigneault, because him too, he was they were from the classic teachings. And the words and the poetry of a song meant a lot. That was back in the day of les chansonniers in Quebec. So les chansonniers, they really wanted to speak to people and say something and have a message. And it wasn't as like pop music is a lot of times pop music is going to be more accented. I'm translating as I go here. the accents are very much on the music, not so much on the words. Remember I said that some people say in the music industry the words, nobody listens to them. You know, that's not really true. People do listen to words. But in a pop song, when you're dancing on a dance floor, who's going to sit there and, oh man, that's a good message, you know? You're there to have fun and go with the beat, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's different reasons for different songs. So I'd have to look it up. I'd say Dylan probably does that a lot, Bob Dylan. Because him too, the poetry really meant, so the marriage of the syllables, and sometimes it's a word, sometimes they'll cheat a little, and you know they'll get a whole word that might have 2 syllables on that same note.
Jacques Brel does that. Jacques Brel.
Ah, yeah. Oh,
Now that I think of it, la basse a le temps, voir une vie.
Do you guys know Jacques Brel? Jacques Brel, this is France. The Félix Leclerc, Gilles Vigneault, that's Quebec. But Jacques Brel.
But they know Season in the Sun.
Oh, he had joy, he had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
yeah.
That's a Jacques Brel tune that was adapted in English. Ça c'est le Caroline
Le moribond.
Hein?
Le moribond.
Oui, okay. Ne me quitte pas, il faut oublier, tout peut s'oublier. That was one of his big hits. Anyway, yes, he was very, merci beaucoup. He was very much like that. So if you guys want to take this a step further, you can look at different artists. Take the song. Hey, and now we've got tools, the internet. You can go on the internet and find the words to anything you want. You're better, and this is from experience. If there's an official website for an artist, go there for the lyrics. Because sometimes people will just put lyrics up, and you know how people will put what they hear? Sometimes it's not exactly the words that were there. I'll give you an example. A friend of mine, he was talking to this lady, he was playing in a bar, and she comes up to him and says, "Hey, play that song, Slow Motion Walter, the fire engine guy." And he's going, "Slow Motion Walter, the fire engine guy, what's that?" You know, Slow Motion Walter, the fire engine guy. That's a Deep Purple song. That's smoke on the water, a fire in the sky. But this lady was convinced that's what it was. So there's lots of that out there, you know.
There's a bathroom on the right. The hot dogs will go on. Celine Dion, instead of my heart will go on.
Oh, there's another example. So you don't get caught up, like if you ever do decide you want to go and study a few songs, you're better to go to the official website. Dylan has one, Lightfoot has. The bigger artists, they've got their own, and they've got all their songs in there, the whole thing. Coming back to this, okay? So actually, let's look at, last week we did Don't Worry. Not Don't Worry About a Thing. Every little thing's gonna be all right. That's another happy song. But voyons.
Don't worry, be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. Okay? Don't worry, be happy. If you look at that song, okay? Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. See, there's a cheat, a little bit of a cheat. Don't worry. He's doing both syllables, but on that same note. Be happy. And in every life, we have some trouble. Trouble. See, he's playing around again. He's not like Felix there, where it's boom, boom, boom. He's letting it go a little bit. Okay, but it still fits. It still fits. But when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. And that's another thing. When you look at this song, it's not full of words. The message is real simple. It's a pop song, but there's still a message in that song. Don't worry, be happy. You know? It might be simple, but in songs, you don't always have to be Bob Dylan. Okay? It doesn't always have to be full of metaphors. you know, abstract and concrete. I think that's the word in French, in English. But the abstract are really, you know, you say what you mean, or else you put it in metaphors. You can do what you will, whatever you wish to do, okay? The one thing and I think I mentioned that, with the rhymes, it's good to rhyme because it has musicality to it. But watch out, if you want to make sense and you want people to understand what you're saying, don't make, en français on dit des rimes pour rimer. Rhymes just to rhyme. You can do that, and it can be fun on music. But if you're trying to get a message across, or you're trying to tell a story, you really want to make sense as much as possible. As much as possible. And then he used a ooh. He's a jazz singer, by the way. Bobby McFerrin, like, sure, that was his big hit. Probably the biggest hit he ever made. And it was a pop tune. But he's a jazz singer, and an amazing one. You look up Bobby McFerrin, he's a little bit older now, and he's an amazing spokesperson. He goes to conferences and teaches about music, and he's really good at it. I've listened, he's funny too. He's really funny. But see, he's not taking himself too seriously in the song. It's really light. It's not like some of the songs we've seen, like Attends-moi un petit gars, that's got serious messages in there, you know? So that's let's get to work, okay? I know, the high school thing. It keeps coming back to me. Now that you said that, I keep getting the high school thing. But we're gonna do it together. I want you to get used to doing the classical way first. And then when you write your poetry or your song, you can do what you want. You know, it doesn't have to be, I'm not giving you rules that have to be followed. Don't forget that. Art is made for the person to kind of manipulate. It's like a painter or a sculptor. Sculptors will often say, you know, they've got this thing in front of them, and they say, wow, I just saw it, and then I went and sculpted it out. And out it came, as a face or whatever it was, okay? So, to make it fairly quick, okay, first thing you do all the time is pick a theme. So somebody give me a theme. And it can be a theme that we already had, but it can be anything.
Save the planet.
Pardon?
Too heavy.
Oh,
Save
no,
the planet.
yeah.
Way too heavy.
Let's try something light. Something that won't be too heavy.
Summer fun.
Pardon?
Summer fun.
Summer
fun.
Fun. That's it. Summer fun. Okay? Summer fun.
Just thinking ahead.
Summer not. See, wordplay. That's another thing you can use it. See, it just came to me like that. Summer fun, summer not. You can do that kind of thing in a song and just have fun. Okay? But summer fun. This way, you don't start with a blank page. Okay? Don't forget that. You don't want to start with a blank page. That is the worst thing in the world, because you're going to get comment appelle ça? Writer's block, yeah, in French. So what we'll do is we'll do it like Felix would do it. We'll do it with just 7. Just so we do it fairly quickly, we'll do 4 sentences together. And then that way, then you're going to be off on your own, okay? And while you guys are doing that, I'll rewrite all our themes, because we lost them. We lost them. As you can see, our rack is empty. So somebody put them into the recycling bin, hopefully in the recycling bin, because we want to save the planet. And keep that idea. That's a good idea. I wouldn't shy away from that, but not for summer fun. So summer fun. Okay, so give me a sentence, because we're going to do this together. Give me a sentence that has something to do with summer fun. Usually your first sentence kind of sets you up so that you can do, and we're just going to do 4 sentences, because this is just a quick exercise together, and then I'm going to let you guys work out your own thing. So what could we say about summer fun? And maybe what we could do is let's just do a little brainstorm. before we actually write four sentences. Puis si vous avez des idées, là, les filles dans la boîte, let us know. Let us know. So, what could we say about summer fun? When you think summer fun, what do you think?
Watching bikinis on Palm Beach.
Okay. I don't know if I'm writing this. I'm just going to put
Sensitivity training
bikinis.
101.
Yeah.
I blew it already.
Okay, Palm Beach.
Well, you asked me what I
But you know what? From there, I got the word beach. Okay, beaches.
Yeah.
So we spent time on the beach. Okay,
Picnics. Going out for picnics.
fishing,
Picnics.
picnics. Okay, but fishing is also there. So there we go. Okay, and if we're on the beach, well, usually not everybody does this, but
Not allowed.
you can't go swimming.
Oh, you can go swimming.
Okay, swimming.
Just don't bring any food.
So for what we're going to do, I usually keep going. Like I said, I'm a maniac for getting as much down on as many pages as possible before I even go into a few sentences. Because that's the way I am. I really want to get some kind of a focus. But for what we're going to do, I think what we've got here can work. Okay? So, a sentence, tu peux m'arriver en français puis je vais le traduire si tu veux. Okay? It can be a French sentence and then we'll translate it. But what could we say?
There's something about playing in the day and going around a fire in the night on the beach, you know?
Okay.
Playing volleyball in the day, in the night you have a drinks around the fire.
Bonfire. Bonfire or bonfire? Bonfire. Yeah. Bonfire.
Bonfire is a totally different thing.
Bonfire. In the evening. Okay. So,
Listening to the Beach Boys. You got beach?
So is it always 7?
just for now,
Okay.
just for this exercise,
All right.
okay? I was gonna say on a hot summer day, but we only have 6. So who can give me another one? Something like on a hot summer day or on a hot summer night. On a hot summer night. No, it's still 6.
On a hot summer weekend instead, that's 7, is it?
On a hot summer
Weekend.
weekend. Perfect. On a hot summer weekend. Okay. In Palm Beach. Okay, I got the second one. At a picnic in Palm Beach.
Not allowed. Not allowed.
In a poem, anything's allowed. Picnic.
in a poem.
Picnic.
Okay.
Picnic.
The truth, we're not allowed.
Pretty much.
Because I live there.
Palm Beach. I know that. Well, he said something a while ago. He said the township of No, and what was it?
In the county of Never.
The county of Never. I think that, for me, that's something I would put in a song, you know, because it has a ring to it. And it goes somewhere. Like, it makes you think of things, and then boom, away you go. So you could play with that. You might, well, you're saying township, but you're not saying which township. You're not saying which county. So it's kind of very general. So nobody and everybody feels pointed at. So on a hot summer weekend, oh God, where did I pull that? Weekend. At a picnic in Palm Beach. So we got 2 more lines. What happens?
Listening to the Beach Boys.
Listening
On the
to
beach.
the Beach Boys. We need one more. Listening to the Beach Boys.
Songs.
Listening to Beach
Stretch out
Boys
this.
songs.
Yeah.
Listening to Beach Boys songs.
Music.
Listening to the Beach Boys songs.
Songs. Now that's.
Okay, grammatically it's a little, anyway.
Or Martin was saying listening to Beach Boys music.
Listening to Beach Boys music. listening to Beach Boys music. Yeah, okay.
That's good.
Listening
That's it, not me.
to Beach Boys music. And the last line? Like we could keep going, but this is just an exercise to give you an idea where what we're trying to do here. So on a hot summer weekend at a picnic in Palm Beach, listening to the music listening to Beach Boys music. We're not going for rhymes here, but unless you've got one.
I have something like girls are laughing, boys are looking. But I have one too much.
Yeah, you got.
Trying to rhyme with beach?
What's that?
Are you trying to rhyme with beach?
We could, because we have absolutely no rhymes, we could try and either weekend, beach, or music. Yeah, let's try and get a
cooler of booze just out of reach.
Good one.
Yeah, but the cooler of booze is out of reach. Yeah, we're up to 9 there.
No, cut a few words out.
Cut a few words.
Of reach, cooler of booze just out of reach.
Cooler of booze.
Yeah.
Out of reach if you had to cut one out.
Sure.
Cooler of booze out of reach.
Or you could just say,
It's-
all of
it-
my booze seems out of reach.
What's that?
All of my booze seems out of reach? Would that
All of
work
my
better?
booze seems out of reach. Oh, it's close. It's 8, but my booze seems
Now we're really illegal.
is
The whole song's illegal.
Try to tell 16 years of age and the booze just out of reach.
reach. Okay. My booze
In
is
a time
out of-
long since
my
past.
booze.
At a time long
Right.
since past.
Say is just out of reach. That'll be,
No, there's one missing. Seems would work, but I'm thinking of it seems out of reach. Yeah, I guess it could work. If I was looking for the sense though, seems out of reach, you'd need that second verse to
That
really
makes sense.
make this work. But anyway, the whole point behind it, my booze seems out of reach. My booze, all my
Cooler of
all my
booze
booze,
just
sorry.
out
all
of
my
reach.
booze
7.
seems out of reach.
I
That's
like the cooler idea
okay.
better.
So we really did something a little bit funky, but anyway, you get the point, right? Okay. So the idea behind the exercise you're going to do now is, and you don't have to pick 7. You don't, because you're fairly limited when you're taking 7 syllables. Don't forget you have ways of cutting syllables, like the apostrophe, or adding an E, or in grammar there's a few things you can do to either add or subtract a syllable. Okay, so first thing you do, pick a theme. I'll be writing your theme while you guys are doing that. I'm going to rewrite all the themes down so that we have them here. You guys don't need this, right? No, you don't need this. You know what okay, so you pick a theme, put it on paper. That's number 1. Make sure you got your theme on paper. And then try and do a little brainstorm, like we just did, just to give you a few ideas so you're not starting from, you're just sitting there looking at your theme and going, what am I going to write? Like we just did. Okay, what does it make you think? As soon as you ask that question to yourself, what does it make you think? You should start getting some ideas. Then boom, boom, boom. Then pick a form. Either 8, 9, 10 syllables, whatever you want, but stay with it. Once you've picked it, that first sentence, I would like you to make the effort of making the rest of them either 8, 9, or 10, or whatever, all the way down. Don't make it too long, because then you can have these huge long sentences. If you can get rhymes, that's fine, but I'm not really worried about the rhymes in this exercise. It's really just trying to get to know how to do syllables. Do I, what time is it? Yeah, we should time it so that we don't spend too much time on this. Get as many verses as you possibly can. Let's say in 10 minutes. 10 minutes is good, or 15?
10.
10? Okay. So in 10 minutes, and I'll just get... les filles, est-ce que vous m'avez bien entendu?
Oui.
Ouais, c'est beau? OK, parfait. So off we go. So, how did that work out for you?
Test it out.
Hey?
Test
Okay,
it out.
so do we want to, like I said, it's no pressure, but for those of you who want to share.
Show and tell.
Yeah, show and tell, there we go. So if those of you who want to share, we'll make the rounds, and in fact, maybe we'll start in the box, the girls in the box. Est-ce que vous voulez partager?
Moi, ça me va, oui.
Annick?
On peut entendre.
Nadine?
Okay, je peux y aller. I chose a 7 syllable, and I did manage to make it wrong, and it is what it is in 10 minutes, so
Yeah.
Torpedo.
Okay, that's right. And you made me think of something. And that's just, it is what it is. In 10 minutes, man, you don't have a lot of time. I do that once in a while just to give myself a good kick in the butt. But besides that, usually it gives me something I can either laugh at or, so don't get overly critical of what you just did. The idea was just the exercise. That's all. Okay, Nadine, start, and then we'll go with Annick.
The theme is dreaming. There's a dream that feels out of reach. Images that flee each time I draw near. Vanishing from sight, shifting to fear. Around every corner, a different speech. A rift, a shaft, a cliff, a ravine. Luckily here, I grow courage and wings.
Yeah, well, I think it holds itself together. So, and you kept, as long as you kept the 11, and it kind of, there's some nice imagery in there, so that's fine. I think.
My song, I think, could go with Félix Leclerc's song, just in the theme, because it's about folks rolling into this small town, not knowing what to expect, and having a lot of properties sight unseen. En français, donc, quand je vous ai vu rouler dans ma petite concession, tu vite mis à pied, pour vous, ça n'est pas rond. Parce qu'avec une Ferrari, on roule pas dans les poules que les chers boys du canton remplissent avec du goudron. Vous semblez très bien surpris quand on vous l'a bien appris que l'odeur nauséabonde, c'est ça qui nourrit bien le monde. Ce cher parfum de la campagne, ça fait pas trop galant quand on invite bien des gens puis qu'on verse le bon champagne. Accueillir vos amis pour y passer toute la nuit, faut sortir le 5 étoiles ou bien les bateaux à voile. Au rêve d'un recoin tranquille, c'est bientôt fait déranger quand le beau coq viril rêve tout le poulailler.
Tabarouette, t'as écrit toute une chanson. Good one.
It was fun.
Yeah, and you could sing it. She did it with 7, right? Tu l'as fait avec 7 syllabes. You could sing that on Félix Leclerc's, and that makes me think, when I do this exercise in schools with kids, we usually do one with Félix Leclerc, and we do it together. And that's what happens. We sing it at the end on the air of Félix Leclerc, but with different words, like the words that we made up. And you could easily do that on Attends-moi tu go. Bravo. Yeah, ok, on continue. Anybody else?
No, I'll go. This is 8 though, 8 beats. It's called Fish On. So it's 5 o'clock on Friday night. The day was long and slow. Gears all packed and truck is full. It's off to the lake I go. All week long I planned for this, just my Rex and I. 2 miles out by Jackson's Point, the perfect spot for walleye. Put my feet up on the stern, opened up a can. No one around for 20 miles, just the way I planned. All at once I felt a tug, a big one on the line. Rex is pacing anxiously, but this one is all mine. 14 inches head to tail, the perfect eating size. That's as far as I got.
Yeah, no, and it has a rhythm.
Wow.
You hear it. You hear the rhythm of the words.
Why do I always have to go after the ending? I just go before. It's embarrassing.
Oh, and we were supposed to wait 5 seconds before we started up again. Sorry about that.
I'll just have to be like, quick.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. I'll try and be more on top of that. It just we just kind of took off.
Yeah, like I'm writing all the times down so I can sort of not have to search through the whole video to find the spots.
Okay.
So
Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. So maybe just remind when we're coming out of an exercise, just remind me. And we got to do the 5 second thing for the filming because
I'll make it cut.
I'm just anyway. I get caught up in the moment.
Okay, so the theme is children. This is a song to my daughter Anne Marie, and she's adopted. And I stole a song. Rock-a-bye my baby with a Dixie melody. You're my little toute sweet, French, my little Anne Marie. When you were born so little, you had a little spot on your leg above the knee, the social worker pointed out. Then the verse rock-a-bye. Then, you see you were adopted. We wanted you very much. But we had no idea what troubles lied ahead. That's as far as I got. This is an ongoing thing. I actually sang the chorus only. My brothers played for me at my daughter's wedding.
Oh, really?
And Rock-a-bye my baby is when I rocked her. We got her at 21 days of age. Wow. She was only 21 days old, and we knew she had a medical problem, so I rocked her a lot, singing not the song my mother sang to me, which was a religious song. This is by far not a religious song, but I sang this song to her incessantly.
So
that would be a good word to throw in.
So is the music from something else?
The music is from Rock-a-bye my baby with a Dixie melody.
Okay.
You're my little.
You're my little. You've gotten a little ahead of us.
Well, maybe I did.
No, I'll explain in a minute.
I know.
Because the idea we didn't have to put it on music,
no.
but that's fine.
But the idea was to keep it to 6.
Yeah,
in this
you
case.
bet. And that's the point.
That was the point.
You didn't miss the point.
Yes.
Okay.
And English this time, not so good. So the theme is Magic Forest.
It's magic?
Magic Forest.
Oh, cool. Okay.
That's cool, in fact. Let's take a hike to the Magic Forest, where the trail moves as your feet cannot rest. If you're thirsty, the spring will run to you. At night, you don't get cold because the leaves cover you. Forget the strain and hide in the strange wood. Bad memories running late for your sake. To calm your nerve, there is pretty good stuff to smoke. The air fills your body much better than food.
Yeah, so it's see, yeah, on 10. Okay, I should have asked you. Some of you said how many syllables. So what now that we're in that mode? Before you start, tell us how many syllables you were shooting for. But you see, by doing that even syllables, how it sets up a beat, a rhythm in the words, just naturally.
Mine was at a 10 beat. I didn't get very far.
Well, go as far, no, you do what you can, hey.
So been planning this weekend at the beach since December when the snow was knee deep. Thinking of the sand, the waves, the sunny days. Looking forward to, and then I'd like something with margaritas, but
something with margaritas.
Like I went barbecues and margaritas, but that was too long, so I'm stuck there. Because my idea was to kind of start with what I've been imagining and then actually heading out and being there.
A trick that you can use is when you know margaritas isn't going to work, think of another drink. Think of another drink and see if you can find one that has the number of syllables. It doesn't have to be, like, unless you're writing something autobiographical, it doesn't have to, just let your imagination go and let the words kind of give you a hint as to what can I do next? Wow, okay, margaritas doesn't fit. What other kind of drinks do we have? And then next thing you know, you'll find one and you just get it in there. But it's good. Yeah.
Pass.
Oh, okay, no, that's fine. Yeah. Before when we start actually, I'll do that at the end. I'll get your themes at the end.
Mine's 7 and 8, kind of flips back and forth. Also a fishing theme.
Oh.
I silently creep from the cottage. Don't let the door slam by its springs. Not late at night for a meetup, but morning's first light. That's my thing. I let loose the lines on the rowboat, my fishing pole and bait stowed aboard. I dip the oars into the water and pull strongly away from the shore. I hope that the fish are all biting. Be nice to bring breakfast fillets. Row out to my favorite fish hole and see what the fish have to say. Will they tease me and nibble my bait off? Will they ignore the hook and waste my time? Will this just be a pleasant good morning? Nope, I've got a big one on my line.
And how many? Sorry, I didn't hear how many.
7 and 8, flip back and forth.
Okay, but you kept at least a pattern. That was the idea, was to try and keep a pattern, because that's what will happen is sometimes your melody will bring you to doing 7 and 8, or 7 and 10, and we're going to see that in the next couple of songs that we're going to listen to. Wesley, did you want to?
Yeah, sure. I did 6.
Okay.
It's called Lonely Car Ride. On a long summer road, sparkling in the sun, was just me and my car with my favorite tunes on. Recalling fond memories and still longing for more, I cruised on by myself till my tires were sore. That's all I got.
Oh, that's good. So
very good.
See, in 10 minutes, you don't have a lot of time, but you still got something. So you still got something out of it. Just to change the rhythm, and you'll give us time to do another exercise before that, and we'll get to that. Okay, so we can we pull up? If you can take Sounds of Silence, we're gonna go with that. There's a couple of songs that we haven't seen that you've got in. Keep them, because we're going to use them, like Blowing in the Wind. One of the evenings we're going to be using that for one of the themes of the workshop. So we'll start with Sounds of Silence. And there it is. There we go. We're back. Yeah, Sounds of Silence. First of all, the text is amazing. There's a lot of metaphors in that, obviously. But do you notice the way that the words and the melody really mesh? They really mesh. And there's tricks too. I don't know if you noticed, but when they say in the fourth verse, the second last line, but my words they hold the word, but my words like silent raindrops fell and echoed. So they wanted to put an emphasis on that. So they kind of stretch it out on the note.
Like the people talking without speaking, with they like expand the without.
That's right, okay? To make it fit, yes, but sometimes, and it's also an artistic choice, is when you really want to put emphasis on a word, that's one way of doing it. There's other ways, but that's one way of doing it, is stretching that word, making it stand out, because it's an important word. You don't do that on any word. That's why there was a bit of the, back in the day with the Westerns, when they'd say soleil, and sometimes the word wasn't really that important, but that's the way they did. So it's just tricks you can use, and you might discover things on your own when you're writing. You might discover, and like I said, you don't have to have a pattern. This is not a prerequisite, but how many of you play an instrument or make music? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so for you two, it's going to be a bit more of a challenge.
I can play a bit of guitar, but I'm so bad that I don't.
Oh, okay.
So bad.
But musically, and you heard enough songs on the radio that it'll help you. You're really going to have to attack it as a poem, and you might want to have kind of a structure. If you want music on it, it would help us greatly. Annick, toi, tu joues-tu de la musique?
Un peu.
Un peu, ok. Nadine?
Zéro.
Non, ok, c'est pas grave. Ok, so c'est pour ça que je dis, for those of you who don't play an instrument, and even if you do, you might want to attack it more like a poem, like more of a poem. And you can set up a structure, or you can leave it fairly free. It's just that when we go to compose music on it, we're going to have to be really creative when it gets to that. And try not to, like have a sentence that's got like 20 syllables and then bang, you've got one with 4. We can work with that, but it's going to be tough. So just kind of forewarning, like myself and Louis is going to be helping me, Louis Lefebvre, so on the music part of it. But if some of you want to, like I said, if you want to put your own music down to it, I have absolutely no problem with that. I want you to just let your creativity go. I really don't want to put any kind of limits. And don't forget, the only limits you have are the ones you set up for yourself. Don't set up limits. Just go for it. When you get to that point where we're going to be writing, and we're going to do one. We're going to do a collective one. Probably after I think it's the 5th one where we actually look at structure and form of songs. We'll actually do a verse chorus together, so that we get, you guys get one exercise in, sort of like we're doing here. So you get a good run at it first, and then when you're on your own, then you'll have to.
How many hours of studio time is Louis prepared to give us?
It's not really going to be. It's not really going to be studio time.
You're the best one in the room to answer that question.
Pardon?
You're the best one in the room to answer that.
It's not really going to.
Unlimited time. I have unlimited access.
Yeah, it's not really going to be studio time. It's going to be creating time, and depending on how many songs or poems we have to put music to. Maybe some of them he'll work on his own, maybe some of them I'll work on mine, maybe we'll work on all of them together. We're not up to that phase yet. I really don't want to get ahead of myself. But right now, like I said, this workshop, timing is so important in everything in life. And for me, the timing of this workshop is so good because I'm in a creative process right now. So it's going to be perfect timing to keep that ball rolling, but I'm going to be doing with somebody else's words, which is something I haven't done too often. So for me, it's going to be a challenge. Yeah. And I like challenges. You like that 10-minute thing there, write up the song in 10 minutes? That's actually an exercise that I've tried a few times. Got a few laughs out of it too. Sometimes I said, this sucks. But it doesn't matter. The point is, you just do it. Okay. Yeah, like I said, how much time have we got here? I just want to make sure that, because the last song, we'll leave it till the end. But it's really out there. And that's why I picked it, because I really want to show you something that goes, that creatively just goes, you know what I mean? It just gets out there. It's a Bare Naked Ladies song called 1 Week. And it's an amazing tune. It's an amazing tune, but we won't go to that right now. Like I said, Michel got a little ahead of us, because the next exercise I want you to do is I want you to pick a song that you know really well, okay? This time you don't have to follow a structure. You're going to be following the structure of the song that you pick, okay? If you're really stuck and you don't know what song, like it has to be something you really know well. It can be a kid's song, you know? It can be Twinkle Twinkle Little Star if you want, you know? As long as you really know the melody. And what I want you to do is try and marry the words to the melody. So what's the first thing you're going to do? Yeah, I'm glad somebody answered. Don't forget to pick a theme. I'm going to finish this. So if you want to come up here and have a look at the themes that we did right, or if you want to go with something totally new, that's up to you. Pour vous autres, ça va être un peu plus compliqué. Les sujets sont tous ici, mais si vous avez besoin, je peux vous les amener. Okay? So you pick a music that you really know well, the melody, okay? And then you rewrite it on whatever theme. It can be anything. And if you're stuck for a song, this was something I was going to bring I've got a native hand drum that I built when I was on one of my workshops with grandfather Dominic. And I was going to do a drum beat but this drum beat is simple, everybody knows it. It's your heartbeat. Use your heartbeat. You can use that. That's about the simplest one that you can use to make, instead of doing it on a melody, you'd be doing it on a beat. But if you have a song that you really know well, go with that.
Last week you asked us to bring like 12 songs.
Oh, you just made me think of something, okay? I'm really busy these days. I'm trying to get some work because I've been, like in the last 2 years, my contracts have gone. So I'm really out there trying to get some, not just gigs, but work in schools and stuff like that, workshops. So what I'd like you to do, okay, I don't think you all have my email. What I'll do is I'll send you all an email, okay? I'll send you all an email and just respond to it with that list. It'll be a lot easier for me, and then I can just print them off and then give you a package with what? What? You don't have a computer?
I have a computer, but it's much easier to just hand the list.
I know, but then the problem with that is then I've got all these lists that I have to put into my computer, and like I said, I'm a little pressed for time.
Okay.
On top of that, I'm getting these workshops together as I move along.
Yeah.
So if you can make,
I'll get Randy to do it for me.
yeah, if you can, and like I said, I'll send you my email. You just send me, and then I'll print them out and give everybody a copy. It'll be a lot easier that. Vous avez compris, Annick, Nadine, votre liste? Parce que moi aussi, and I'll send some of the stuff. I'm going to have that exercise for me is going to be tough because I'm somebody. If somebody said pick the 10 best songs that you love, I would have such a hard time because there's so many songs that I like
Well,
that I so miss.
That's true for everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
We only picked a few.
Yeah, I know.
Of the thousands.
This
Yeah.
year I had 10, and last year I had 10 different ones, and the year before I had 10 different ones.
Good one.
So it goes on.
Hey, maybe this can start into something. Who knows? Okay, so pick a song, theme, brainstorm it a little bit. I'll give you a bit more time this time because 10 minutes, that's not much. Okay? So let's say we double it. What time is it?
20 after.
Yeah. So if I give you 20 minutes, we've got time to at the end go around and then have a look at that last song. Like have a listen to it. There's actually a video with it.
Now, I was ahead of you. Can I just expand on what I've done?
If you want to use that same music, yeah, you can.
Because I don't want to start from scratch. Brain isn't that good.
But you got to use the 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, on y va. 20 minutes. Now, so you want to get us going, then we'll go around and we'll finish off with Anik and Nazin.
Sure. This is done to the rhythm of Let It Be Me by the Everly Brothers.
Okay.
It's called The Carnival. 5 times to win, the man says, I can't throw darts to my name. Just try for my sake, win it for me. 4 tries and just 1 chance left. I knew there was no contest, but to my amazement, I surprised me. She threw her arms around me. Her love was all I could feel, and in this moment, she wanted me. Bright lights and smells of candy, I cherished the night with Mandy. I wished till forever she wanted me. Don't let this night be over, her love I'll fight and win for. Mandy, I love you, please marry me.
Cool. Yeah.
There you go.
You never cease to amaze me, Randy. How you can come up with this stuff on a continuous basis, I don't know.
Well, you know what? Some people that time thing, like when they're put to the task, like under pressure, some people really it drives them, and some people it just shuts them down.
Well, I'd just like to, I was trying to expand on the story of my daughter.
Yeah.
And I've got to watch that it isn't too depressing, because it's actually a pretty depressing story. Okay, so your mother lost a baby girl. She'd named her Myrna Jean. She'd also lost her Aunt Marie, and mother's name was Anne. So we named you Anne Marie, and really didn't care how bad that spot was on your leg. Now that last line, I can't make it up yet, or really what it meant. The doctors said you couldn't live much past 65. Sick kids became our second home, and the Mayo Clinic in New York. That's not right, but I want to allude to the fact that we had to spend half our life at the Mayo Clinic in New York.
Okay.
And sick kids in Toronto.
Right.
For months. So that's it's getting emotional, but that's as
Yeah,
far
no,
as
but
I
hey, it gets emotional. The arts are about emotions. If you walk, you have to. I know sometimes it's hard, but sometimes you have to face those. If you really want to get it out, whether it's in a painting or in a poem or in a song, and then sometimes you have to just rework it. Okay, after you get the raw emotions down, Then you have to look at it, and you come at it from another angle, and you say, okay, now I want to make this a little bit more poetic.
Much more boring.
No, but, and that comes with time. Like I said, 20 minutes is some people have done it. And some people have written hits in 15 minutes.
But how do you compete with this?
But yeah, but you shouldn't have. Never compete, okay? Never compete with whatever's there, okay? Because that's Simon and Garfunkel, and that's not you, okay? You never. I know it's hard to compare, and I'm a good one to talk. I've done it a lot. Compare yourself to, but somewhere along the line you have to say, no, okay, that's enough of that, and I'm going to put myself on the page, okay, and my emotions and my story, and then once if I have to rework it, sometimes it takes time too. Sometimes you have to take the text and put it aside, and then leave it alone for a while, and then come back to it. And that sometimes that's where it all of a sudden starts to click. But it's by doing exercises like this that eventually it starts to click. Doing rhyming exercises, or doing, where you're working with a melody and stuff like that. And sometimes you have to just kind of step out. Like I said, if you want to step outside of the emotions for a minute, take your township of No and no, and I'm serious, and your county of
Never.
Of Never. For me, that's a refrain. That's a chorus right there. You just have to expand on it. So, but that's going in another direction. I'm not saying that's not right, but it's another type of song.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, do I have to sing that?
If you want to. You don't have to sing it.
I want everybody to know that I sing very bad.
Okay.
I'm not good at it, and my voice is terrible.
Okay.
But I like to sing, but I sing bad. And the thing I come up with is very silly, but it fits.
C'est Hubert?
Yeah.
Okay. If you like to sing, never let that stop you.
I've got
Okay?
to sing.
Sing in your shower. If you don't have to go up on a stage.
But I'm sorry in advance for that.
So you're going to sing it? You don't have to. You don't have to.
It's on the air of Yesterday by the Beatles.
Okay.
So one of the best songs ever, but it's not the best lyric ever. So my team is like, I was trying to do like about some spontaneous friendship, but in fact it turns out to be like, we're there when you have heart broke.
Okay.
Friends are there when you're heartbroken.
Okay, and what you can do instead of singing it is you can say it with the rhythm of.
Okay.
Like, I'll do it with the original. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Okay. Now it looks as though they're here to stay, but I believe in yesterday. You can do it that way.
All right, let's come to it. Come and see. There's a place for you in this melody. Don't worry about our sad fantasy. I just want you to sing with me. Can you leave that load? It's not. Oh, can you leave that load? It's not nice to live in fear. Just think of all of us and where your smile. Oh, sorry, I've got it messed up. But yeah, don't worry. There's a sad part in every song. It's not so sad when you're not alone. You have your part. That's all that counts. I know that you love her. After all, you knew better. Come here in our shelter. True friendship, it's forever.
Yes! Way to go! No, hey man, that takes guts, man. I love that.
Sorry.
Way to go! No, you don't have nothing to be sorry about. That was good.
Apologize for that.
And we could tell what song it was.
Yeah.
So it's not that. And the story is good. What's that?
It's going viral.
Yeah,
Maybe a different singer, but it's going
yeah, it'll go viral.
That's all right.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. Be happy. Non, bravo, bravo, Yvonne. C'est bon. OK.
I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
I
Yeah, and you like stepped out, so you missed like
Yeah.
about 10 minutes, so.
And what I found really hard is I picked a French song, but I'm trying to write in English. So I kept going back and forth.
Oh.
French and English, so I think that I wouldn't do that again.
Yeah, yeah. If you're going to go, if you're going to go with a French song and try that exercise, like you can do this.
Yeah.
These exercises that I'm showing you, nothing stop when you walk out this door. It doesn't mean I can't do that anymore. You know, you can try this stuff at home.
Yeah, I want to keep going. I like it.
But maybe, and it's doable what you tried, like putting an English words on a French tune. It just takes a little bit more time.
Yeah.
It's a little easier when you start. Okay, I'm going to do English words on an English tune, and then it kind of flows a little quicker. But it's not impossible when you try to do there. And actually, in a way, it's good because you're getting away from the original song. You're really getting away from it, and you're going with something new. Okay? No, that's fine.
Well, I'm a sailor, so I wrote something about a sailing, and I did it to the tune of Taking It Easy by the Eagles.
Oh, cool.
Well, I'm ahead of a big gale, and I'm listening to the wail of the wind that's blowing fast and hard. Looking for a safe harbor, I'm looking near and looking farther. Well, the compass is spinning round its card. You gotta know what nautical things. Sailing Harry, sailing scary, praying to God and Mother Mary. I may lose or I may win, I pray to never be here again. So tighten cheeks and tighten chin, and hold tight very. Well, the day had started so nice, the sun and sky was so bright, the waves were barely there. Then coming out of nowhere, the storm was suddenly there, and darkness stole away the light. Anyway, you go back into the Sailing Harry, sailing scary shit. And lastly, I stayed ahead of the lightning, just barely, it was frightening. The boat was caught in Neptune's fist. The hull she was a-groaning, the rigging loudly moaning. The sailor me was surely pissed. And then you go,
Yes.
That was as much
Way to
as
go,
I
Norm.
had
Yeah. Right on.
and that, you're right what you know about, and I was caught in Neptune's fist, and I had a lot of fun.
And what you go with what you know, and that
Go with what you know.
you know sailing, so and it's in there, and there's some nice stuff. Yeah, bravo.
Yeah, well.
What was the song? Because I know the song, but I.
Take It Easy by the Eagles.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh yeah. See, that's what I mean. When you sang yours and when he sang his, you can hear the melody.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a perfect singer.
That's a
And I encourage everybody, even if you don't, if you think you got the worst voice, sing. It's one of the most fun things to do in life, and it just gets stuff out. Like when you feel bad, sing, sing. Wesley.
Yeah, I'll go. I wrote it to House of the Rising Sun.
Oh.
It's actually about songwriting, so. Yeah. I like to play to music. I think I'm good at it too. I'll sing and I'll play to my favorite songs just to see what I can do. I long to write my own, but I'm not too good with words. I'll try to rhyme and make it sound fine, but I know it never works. So I joined a songwriting class just to see what I could learn. I've gone 3 times and I'm doing just fine, but songwriter I have to earn. I wrote the song in 20 minutes, and I think it's not half bad. I've never been good at reading or writing, but I really wish I had.
Wesley, yes, attaboy. No, that's good. It's good job. And it's so real. It's so true. Like you just put yourself on that page, and you totally got
Honest,
right on.
honest.
Yeah, you bet.
Well done.
Donc, les filles,
Not as good as Randy.
on va commencer avec Annick, cette fois ici.
Well, sure. I found it really challenging because as soon as I picked a song, my theme wouldn't go with the emotion. So I stumbled quite a bit. It was like I don't know, the melody didn't fit. So I only have bits of songs or words. So the one that I'll share is en français again, and it's from it's based on the melody from Lisa Leblanc, Gossip. Je sais pas si tu connais Michel ou
Lisa Leblanc, c'est quoi la tune?
Ah oui, oui, je connais ça.
Ça s'appelle Gossip par Lisa Leblanc.
Lisa Leblanc,
Non, je la connais, mais
c'est récent, Gossip. Tu le connais peut-être pas. C'est récent, là, ça vient de sortir.
Ah, ça vient de sortir, OK.
Je vais te l'envoyer, en tout cas, c'est
OK.
J'ai juste un couplet, un refrain. Fait que c'est « Je sac mon camp, je prends mes guenilles puis je te laisse le reste, chaque mon camp. Même pas le loyer, t'aurais pas dû me tromper, je sac mon camp. » That's it.
Yes! C'est bon! Good one! Non, c'est bon, c'est bon. Vois-tu, fait que là, si tu veux, tu peux juste continuer avec ça. Ça veut pas dire qu'il faut que tu la sortes comme, tu sais, faire compétition à Lisa Leblanc, mais ça fit. Ce que tu as écrit dessus, ça fit. Si ça peut t'encourager de continuer. Nadine?
Well, it's a fabulous day for the garden, with dirt underfoot and fingernails, bending up and down muscles hard and coax a big lean for good food cocktails. And if the rain could come with its timing, just when the plants need to reach and grow, you know, the green something I am shining, when the Thanksgiving table overflows. You know, the manure's magic seems to walk tireless. You know that in the garden there is nothing to rush. Can I just pull one more weed to clean this road, my land? Can I just have some more sunlight to help grow my land?
Yes! Girl! Ah, c'est beau, Nadine! Au début, je n'étais pas trop certain c'était quoi, puis là, and the more you started to get it, okay, and I like the comedy in it. It's cool. Yeah. So I hope you enjoy that, and if you want to have fun, this exercise is a lot of fun. Like you pick a song, and you can do what you want with it. You can make it humorous, you can make it serious, you can make it what you want. And you don't have to put it out there. Actually, if you really wanted to put it, like say you wrote something on somebody else's music, and you wanted to put it out there, you'd have to get the rights to use their music and put words. But it's been done a lot. There's an artist called... there's an artist called Joe Dassin who did that with a lot of American tunes. With a lot of... Yellow River, l'Amérique, l'Amérique. It's an old one-hit wonder, American, but he made a phenomenal hit out of it in French. He got the rights for the music, and then off he went. So it's doable. And actually, there's some songs like we'll be looking at "Blowing in the Wind" a little bit later, in a couple of workshops from now. And he took the music. He was inspired by the music of a gospel song, Bob Dylan, on that. So you have to just use what's out there to inspire you. You don't have to take it or steal it or say.
Is there a limit to how long you can protect your rights?
50 years after the death of the artist, it becomes public domain. So like I think Elvis's tunes are coming up there soon, but a lot of Elvis's tunes weren't written by him.
No,
a lot of them were written by Carl Perkins, all kinds of guys. Yeah, a lot of other people. But he wrote a few.
So it's 50 years.
Yeah, 50 years after the death of the songwriter.
So all the ancient stuff that's out there,
it becomes public domain. And when it becomes public domain, anybody can use it and do an arrangement on it, but you'll only get a percentage of the performing rights on it. You'll never get the whole of it because it's public domain. So there was a group called Garou in French. They used to take French traditional songs and reworked them. And they'd get a certain percentage, but they were public domain. So that's kind of how it works.
Like the House of the Rising Sun.
Oh, so okay, we've only got a minute, but if you bear with me, we'll just watch this last video. You can watch the video or follow the words, and maybe if you watch the video, go home and follow the words, because this is a Bare Naked Ladies song that's just freaking. When I'm talking about the cadence, these guys take it to another level, like with this song in particular. So, yeah, 1 week, Bare Naked Ladies. You get, like I said, watch the video. But if you watch the video, make sure when you go home, like not tonight, but sometime this week, listen to it on YouTube and follow the words. It's just nuts.
I'm not reading yours.
Okay. So that's how far you can take it. There's no limit. And there's wordplay and sound alliterations and stuff in this song. If you look for a lot of meaning, well, not in those parts where he's going real fast, it's just kind of images of all kinds of stuff. There's no real story except for when he's talking about his girlfriend and you know.
He talks about the funeral.
Yeah, he says, I'm the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral.
Yes, but he said he'd explain it at the end. I didn't get the explanation.
You're gonna have to read it. You're gonna have to read it.
Pass me.
No, but just take the time to read the text, and you'll see. You won't. I can't say that this is a story song like some of the ones that we've listened to, but there's. The reason I picked it was because of the cadence. They really nail that cadence, but what they do is they go faster than the cadence. They double it. It's sort of like in the French tradition, there's a song called Don Den Lariden. Don Den Lariden, matapatali matu matatadu malimatu matapatali matu matatadu laride. It's kind of that idea. It's really quick, bang, 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 bang. And it must have took them a while to memorize all that. But anyway, thanks for your patience. Thanks for coming out, and have a good weekend. Merci beaucoup. Bonne soirée. Merci.
Thank you.